Chapter 4. Blood Money. When they returned to the inn, Niccolo offered to get a second room for Dawn and Leal so they could have beds to sleep in. When she declined, he insisted that Leal and Dawn take his bed, refusing to let the young girl sleep on the floor. Just as they were getting settled in for bed, Niccolo jumped with fright, surprising everyone. He jumped because a rat had climbed up his leg, but he had snatched the vermin and got up before he literally threw it out the window. Everyone was a little unsettled after that. Jacob found himself having difficulty sleeping that night. He tossed and turned in his bed, but when sleep finally took him, it was like the night had passed in an instant. In the morning, he awoke feeling tired but alert. It was like his mind was active from the moment he woke up. He quietly got out of bed and went to the restroom to wash up. The air in the inn felt oddly still that morning, and Jacob couldn't help but feel unnerved. When he returned to the room, he found something unusual. He immediately woke Niccolo as quietly as he could, shaking him by the shoulder. When Niccolo made eye contact with him, Jacob put a finger to his lips to signal for silence and then pointed to the corner of the room. There on the floor, near a small hole in the wall, was the strange box they'd happened upon yesterday, or at least one of similar make. They couldn't determine if it was the same box or not, because it was larger than the one yesterday had been. They questioned it because they couldn't seem to find the previous box when they looked. Odder still, the box had blood running down its front and pooled in front of it, and in the puddle on the floor were 4 golden coins. Niccolo was up to examine them without hesitation. Upon closer inspection, the coins had the symbol of a wolf on one side and nothing on the other. This made Jacob and Niccolo very curious, but they had no idea what it could mean. To top that off, the coins weren't the only thing laying in the pool of blood. There were also 2 chewed-up, gnarled rats that seemed partially digested. Our young warriors couldn't make heads or tails of what they were seeing, but managed to remain mostly silent about it. Niccolo decided to clean up the mess and picked up the box, wiping it down and putting it in its coins on the table. Then he wiped up the blood and threw away the rat tails. When he was done, he examined the coins, but couldn't seem to discern much about them. He made note of the wolf marking on one side, tested its weight and balance, and even bit it to test its authenticity. It looked like he might have bitten a little too hard, pulling the coin from his mouth and holding a hand to his lips as a tear fell down the side of his face. Dawn woke up at the crack of daylight, and she wanted to play right away, seemingly full of energy and excitement to be spending time with her mom. Leal was woken up by her daughter, and although she didn't exactly seem pleased, she didn't seem like she minded that much either. She laid in bed and smiled as she watched her beloved daughter play with her loyal companion. Dawn hopped up on the chair to take the high ground when she spotted the coins laying on the table. She picked one up in each hand and held them high before saying, "Monies!" in a silly, excited voice.